Welcome everyone back to my channel. First of all, I'd like to wish you all the best in 2021. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and a like goes a long way for a new YouTuber. So today, Santa's coming. I heard he's coming. And what I'm going to show you today is an amazing, the most delicious apple pie recipe. We're going to make the crust, the filling, everything we're going to make. So stay tuned. All right, so first things first, we are going to start with the pie crust. The first ingredient, as per usual, flour. So we need 1 3/4 cups of flour. Now this recipe is going to be the bottom and the top layer of our pie crust. And gotta say, I'm super excited. The last time this pie was made, wow, I gotta say, it turned out amazing. It was a true winner. So there is 1 cup of flour. This is a 1/2 cup of flour and 1/4. 1 3/4 cups of flour. We need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. There we go. And the next ingredient, we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of shortening. 3/4 cup of shortening, and normally, I think I haven't seen a box of lard yet actually that didn't have this measurement. So you can just, there's a measurement right here on your box to measure out 3/4 instead of making a mess in a measuring cup. There's absolutely no need for that. So right here on the end, 1/2 cup plus 1/4, that'll give us 3/4. Tear it apart. It's that easy. One thing you are going to need beside your ingredients, I highly recommend, is a pastry blender. Gotta have one of these, folks, for your got to have a pastry blender for your pie crust. Is just cut your butter, your shortening, and drop it in your bowl. Then you're going to need your pastry blender. Start cutting in your shortening. Now it's time for our pastry blender. I'm gonna bring it a little closer. So keep a knife close by to keep scraping your pastry blender, because no doubt it'll stick, but it'll get less sticky. Over time, it will get less and less sticky. So a couple times I'll actually take the knife and scrape it, because what we're looking to resemble here is crumbs. Literally takes about, I believe, about 3 minutes to get this to where I'd like to have it. There we go. So this is what you're looking for, just so it basically resembles crumbs, like I had said. So our next step here is to add 4 to 5 tablespoons of water. If I didn't have, I must say, if I didn't have this pastry blender, you could easily use two butter knives and cut your pastry, and that would work. I think it might take a little longer for sure, but it would definitely do the trick. For the water here, folks, what I'd like to do, okay, let's start with 1. I like to start with 2 in the beginning. And for your water temperature, I just put in not even a warm, but just a cool temperature. There you go. As you can see, there's some form here. Keep your knife close by. That is 2. We'll put another one over towards the ingredients that are really dry. There's 3. This would be 4 tablespoons of water. And I'm going to gather, for the most part, the ingredients that are right around here. I'm going to put that last tablespoon right there. There you go. As you can see, folks, got it shaped there. You have a little bit of dry ingredients on the bottom, but a little more blending. And there, that's what you're looking for. I'm going to sprinkle just a tiny, tiny bit of flour right here. I'm going to take the pastry out and I'm going to divide it in half. Just kind of hold it, take it, squeeze it together. There you go. There you have it. Then I'm just going to divide it. One for the top, one for the bottom. Put this one back in my bowl here. So, use as minimal amount of flour. Just don't want to dry out your crust. And after just a couple rolls, I like to lift up my dough just to make sure that there's, see, this is all the flour you need. Flip it over, sprinkle just a tad on your flour over your rolling pin. Don't want your dough to stick onto your counter. There we go, and you can take your pie plate, fold it in half, fold your pastry in half, lay it into your pan here, and there you have it. This is your bottom layer. Then I like to take my scissors and just trim the edge of your pie plate. Just like that. And just, if you're going to lay it aside like I'm going to do mine, just put a little dusting of flour to be sure it doesn't stick in the center. So folding it over, even if it's sitting for a while, and then again if you want. There you go, and put that aside. I'm actually going to lay mine right into my bowl here. There we go, so that's done, it's just the filling. Time for our apples. The recipe calls for 5 or 6 apples. So that's what I'm going to put into my recipe. All right, folks, so I apologize. My sound was off, so I need to do a voiceover. I switched everything to a larger bowl because it was too small of a bowl to stir all the ingredients. First of all, we have 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I actually added 3 tablespoons of sugar. That's optional. You can just put 2, just 1 if you're not that crazy about not too much sugar. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then we're going to add another teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/8 of a teaspoon of cloves, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. So here we go. After trimming the edges around about 1 inch, we just press down the edges there with our fork, all around the edges, just to basically seal in so the apple juice and all that deliciousness does not escape around the outside, just like so. So the next thing we're going to do is glaze the top of it. So we're going to mix up our glaze. 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of water. I'm usually pretty generous with the egg wash for the pie. And all around your edges, but I should let you know, you're not going to use the whole egg white. So you're going to have to throw out what's left over. All around the edges and all around your pie crust. Cut into our pie crust, just little slivers. One last thing I'm going to do, which I did in my last recipe as well, just going to sprinkle a pinch of sugar. maybe about a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Let's get a closer look at this pie. Smells delicious. And it goes at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. And set your timer. You don't want to forget that. It's a long process to make this dessert. So Blondie will be setting her timer. It looks like she's done. Let's give her one last test. Oh, she's totally done. Just wish I could send the smell of this apple pie through YouTube. Wow, it truly looks amazing and smells delicious. I'm excited to have some.
Blondie! Merry Christmas! I was just testing out my sleigh. I put new brakes on it because I watched your video of how to change brakes.
Welcome, Santa. Merry Christmas.
And as I was driving by, I could smell some apple pie.
Oh, I just took it out of the oven.
What's the chances Santa can get some apple pie before he continues his test drive for next year?
You sure can, Santa.
Oh,
have a seat right here, Santa.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, Merry Christmas.
And I'll get you your apple pie.
Oh, thank you, Blondie. Woo! Oh, take a load off. Oh, that apple pie smells phenomenal. Almost as good as that bread that you made. That recipe was Rudolph approved. Ho, ho, ho.
Happy to hear, Santa, that
Thank you very much, Blondie.
Apple pie with whipped cream for you. I'm so glad you came by to try some.
I will try a little piece with my whipped cream. Oh, the beard. Santa's a bit of a mess when he eats his apple pie. I'm going to have to tell Miss Claus to watch this YouTube video. For me. Delicious. Thank you very much, Blondie.
You're welcome, Santa.
I only took out Dasher and Dancer today. It's only a test ride, so they're on the roof. I gotta get going.
Okay, well, thanks for stopping by.
Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year, Blondie, and to all your viewers. Ho, ho, ho! And who are watching this for the first time, make sure you click and subscribe. All right, Blondie, I'm on my way.
Don't forget your bell, Santa.
I won't. Is that a fiddle?
It is a fiddle.
I haven't played fiddle in over 200. You don't mind if I do a little jig?
Wow, I'll be thrilled. You totally should play a tune.
Mrs. Claus doesn't let me play my fiddle in the house, even though it's only me and her at the North Pole. Let me see. Santa remembers. There we go.